Welcome back, welcome back. We are so excited to be here. We're getting ready to start part 5 of our 6-week grassroots small and home-based business development class. We are excited. It's some exciting things been happening all week. I have been meeting people. I have been getting telephone calls from old businesses that we started, new businesses that is interested. And I'm going to tell you this right now. We are taking Chicago, and I'm going to say the United States by storm, because we have we realize that there are so many people out here that is looking to start a home-based business. And understand this also, if you have an existing business, we offer you consultation, we offer you assistance and coaching, and to be able to help you to expand your business model. So I tell you this right now, we are here. We have some beautiful smiles here. I love it when people smile at me. You understand? It brings good happiness into the room and so on. But if you are out there all across the nation, this is an opportunity for the next, I would say, 3 hours. And we're going to have breaks, 30-minute segments, and we're going to interview people, and then we're going to come back and we're going to finish different sessions. Today is for the not-for-profit or non-for-profit. We have talked about C Corporation, Assume Business Corporation, and as we go through this 6-week program, we will restart the next 6 weeks. And I believe that the only weeks that we are not going to be here is going to Thanksgiving or the Christmas break and New Year, and then we start back for next year. Now, I need to make an announcement. The classes now are free. There is no charge. But as of January the 1st, there will be a charge for the classes. You will be able to join now if you go to the website, the EBOC Alliance, which will offer you all types of opportunities. You can barter, you can get networking opportunity, you will be able to get coaching and mentoring. All of these things is available to you. Information about all aspects of business. We have what is called the framework of success. And the framework of success is this. First, when you come up with an idea or your passion about the type of business that you wish to engage in, we are going to help you to brand your company. You need a logo. We're going to help you. We have graphic designers that can help you to develop those logos. We're going to have a system. We're going to offer you a system for web design. We have webmasters that will help you to develop a website at a EBOC Alliance price. Okay? So this is the reason why you want to join the Alliance. All of these professionals have come together and says, I'm willing to help anyone who's part of the Alliance. The third one, I would just say, is financial management. If you have problems, you don't know what to do, what to file, write off, and so on thing, we have an organization that's called Tax Pro. Tax Pro will help you. They have been helping me for the last 30 years. I have been with this company. And they are actually agents straight from the Internal Revenue Service. So even if something happened, they would go and talk up for you. So we have that available to you. Social media and marketing. So you can actually be able to present your business to the general public. And especially if you join the Alliance, we're going to offer you the opportunity to live stream your company, whatever product or service that you may have. You will be able to be interviewed. You will be able to provide, and we provide you all of that information so you can live stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter or whatever. We are going to help you. You know, when I first started business years ago, we used to have to walk the street and pass out brochures, nail things up against the tree, posters and things like that, and hope your family would tell somebody. And so many small businesses feel they can't afford to do like the big boys do. Well, we will offer you that opportunities. You know, our camera crew, our live streaming, and Mr. Ron Banks from Genesis, he was the videographer for NASA. The space shuttle that you saw going up in the air, this is the camera crew. We have Mr. Anthony Mark. He's our cameraman. He was the first African American for NBC cameraman and BET. They are here. This is why the videos that you are seeing are so crisp and clear. I don't have to worry about that. They are the ones that's working with our members. We have a young lady that's coming aboard. She's a professional actress, songwriter, photographer. She is coming aboard so she can offer you live photos. We got so much stuff that is happening. You want to own a restaurant? My best friend was a major in the United States Army, and he was responsible for all restaurant and hospitality throughout Europe for the United States military. He's a consultant. And the most important person of all is me. 40 years of doing this. When I went to get my master's, I didn't get master's in finance and management. My master's is in entrepreneurship. I have created, from doctor's office to trucking companies to restaurants, whatever it takes. And we take you from A to Z. We also have a professional trainer in sales. Was one of the key salespersons at Sears Roebuck. Went through all of their training. Our chief alliance officer, Cheryl Garrett, background is sales. She's going to be teaching classes here. We got so much stuff to offer you. You guys just don't understand. You need to take advantage of this. Because as I was talking to our webmaster, he says, we create systems. Your body got systems, right? Muscular system, and nerve systems, circulatory system, right? EBOC has systems. And when you hear us talk about red ocean and blue ocean concept, you're going to understand why those systems is so important. Many people are afraid because the person next door to them have the same type of business that they have. Under the red ocean and blue ocean is this. We make you unique. We help you to be innovative with new ideas, which would make that person irrelevant. So you don't have to compete with people and worry about the person that opened a hot dog stand next to your hot dog stand. So we got so much stuff, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. I have a philosophy. I want what you want. If you want to be financially independent, I want you to be financially independent. You want to be broke? I want you to be broke. Because I can't do monkeys on my shoulders. I can't carry your monkey. If I'm offering you expertise in all areas and you don't take advantage of it, it's insanity. You know what they say? They say, if you think owning a job is insanity, a business, I should say, insanity, try to work for somebody for 5 years for a 50-cent raise. That's insanity. And so this is why we are here, to be able to help you create a business. Now, in our 6-week program, we teach you entrepreneurship, leadership, compliance, and ethics. We go through the whole everything. How to register your company. What are the different structures that will afford you protection against your personal assets? But today is the big day. We're going to talk about not-for-profit. And I know a lot of people are out here looking at this because they want to have a not-for-profit organization. So as I go through the PowerPoint, I'm going to have some fun. You know, I'm from Mississippi. You know, the first time I came to Chicago and I met the wife, I said to her, I said, and we know in school, I said, I'm going to tote your books. She said, what? I said, I'm going to tote your books. She said, tote? I said, yeah, I'm going to walk with you and tote your books. So, and the reason that I'm saying that, because as I'm up here, if I can't pronounce a word, y'all, I don't want y'all to say, yeah, he can't even pronounce that word. I just want y'all to remember one thing. I look good. That's all y'all got to worry about. You can't say, well, you know what? He does look good. Okay? And if you can't pronounce the word, you look good too. So let's get started with this, okay? And we're going to have some fun here, but it's time to get you to buy back your life. So choosing the right entity, okay? Everybody wants to have a non-for-profit because what? They can get grants. They can help a lot of people. And let me explain something to you. As we go through the presentation, I was up till 4:44 this morning. That's what time I went to bed, and I got up at 7 o'clock so we can get here. So if I fall asleep while we're talking, I still look good, okay? But anyway, let's go for this. Now, I must do this. I must advise each person wishing to file for a 501c3 organization to research their state laws regarding corporation and tax compliance and file any required application for tax exempt status under that state law, because we are streaming across the country. Okay? So check with your state. Check with your state. I am going to give you general information, but I'm also going to give you information because we are here in Illinois, and I want to make sure that you have an understanding about the 501c3. We're also going to talk about the 501c4. That is to me, is the missing link for a lot of things that you guys are going to do, okay? Now, to be organized as a non-for-profit organization, it must be a corporation, including limited liability companies, trusts, or unincorporated association. We're going to talk about that. When you file in Illinois, the form, you're going to go to Jesse White, Secretary of State. Okay, Jesse White, Secretary of State. And if you are in your state, whatever your Secretary of State, and go to the business section, this is where you're going to file your forms. Okay? The form here in Illinois for a not-for-profit is an NFP 102.10 form. You can find that on the cyberspace of the Secretary of State. And when you file that form right there, I'm going to show it to you, and we're going to go through it, okay? This is the form. I know you probably can't see it, but I'm going to read it to you. It's going to ask you for your corporation name. When you get ready to file for a corporation, and let's assume that you got the domain name, okay, you can register that name, get your domain name. I tell people, make it easy, go to GoDaddy, get your domain name, okay, so you want to be able to own that name, and you're going to enter it on the first line, okay? Then the name of the registered agent. We talked about the registered agent when we was doing corporations. The registered agent could be anyone who will receive documentation from the government agency or subpoenas or whatever. If you were to go and rent a building and have your business, and all of a sudden you move, the Secretary of State is not going to know that you moved. So they're going to send documentation to their last known address. And the landlord is going to put it in the garbage. You understand what I'm saying? Because you no longer there. You don't pay them rent. Some might be sent, some might say, okay, I'm going to forward it. But majority of them is not. Okay? So what you want to turn around and do, you want to have somebody as a registered agent. I use me as my own registered agent. You live in your house years, you got mail coming there, let it come to you. Some people go to other states and they file and they hire lawyers, they hire other people to get their mail, and they paying fees. That's a waste of money to me. Why should I have to pay somebody else to receive a mail? So you can become your own registered agent. It's a person that actually receives information about your company that you trust. It can be your mother, your father, sister, or brother, someone that knows where to find you. That is what the registered agent's duty and responsibility is. It's going to ask you for the first board of directors. It's going to ask you for the number. And here in Illinois, if you read the Illinois Corporation Act of 1986, it's going to say the minimum must be a certain number. Let's assume 3. Okay? And especially for a non-for-profit, because guess what? You are going to looking for money, right? And so you have to have a board of directors. Now, you cannot stack your board of directors with your family member. That's a no, no, no. Because they feel this way. You get $10,000 come in. I make a motion that we buy a new car, and everybody in the family say, I agree. They don't want that. Let's assume that you need an odd number, and that odd number has to be someone not relatable to you. You understand what I just said? You can't have all your family members. You have a diverse group of people, because they are looking at everyone having different opinions. Okay, so get your board together, and they must be board members that you can trust. We're going to talk about that. Isn't it amazing that you start a non-for-profit and they vote you out? Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that, because we got to prevent that, right? We're going to talk about that when we do the bylaws. Okay? Then it's going to ask you for the director's name, their street address. That means their home address, the city, the state, and the zip code of the people that is on the board. So when you send that in to the government agency, they're going to look at that. So you can't sneak it in and say, this is my cousin, but they don't know that. Yes, they do. The government know everything about you. When I became I was an Illinois State Police, and when I became a state police, and I remember they came to my house, the investigators came to my house, and they pulled a paper. They knew every girlfriend that broke my heart. I tried to get that list, but they wouldn't give it. They wouldn't give it to me. The purpose for which the corporation is organized. The purpose. You have to put that on your form, because they want to know. And it's a good thing, because as you apply for grants and money from private foundations, at least they'll know that you are what your mission is. Okay, so that's very important. Have an understanding what your purpose is. And that's why we here at EBOC, is to try to help you with all of that. It's going to ask you questions, and many of these questions are optional. Is this corporation or a condominium association, stuff like that? If it's not, the answer is no. You know, it's a corporation or it's a cooperative housing association. If the answer is no, it's no. See, you understand the form is not hard. Okay? It's a corporation, a homeowners association. The answer is no. Other provision for more space, attach a piece of paper. So you can attach a piece of paper if your explanation is a little lengthy. You don't have to turn around and try to squeeze it up in there. Just attach a copy. Page 2. Okay? And then you're going to date it. Every person that is a part of that non-for-profit organization, you have them to put their signature on this document. Okay? Everyone must sign it. Okay? Understanding the term. What's the difference between a corporation and an association? So you say, okay, I want to name my organization ABC Inc. or ABC Association. Well, the difference is a not-for-profit company that incorporates are known as a non-for-profit corporation. But if they are unincorporated, it is known as an association. If you do not register with the government agent, it is a association. Simple as that, okay? Now, I want to talk about some public facts, okay, about a non-for-profit. So just bear with me because you need to know these things. You have to have an understanding of these things. A non-profit or a not-for-profit, whatever you want to call it, okay, corporation has a mission to serve the public interest and must file incorporation papers with the state. You must have a mission. If you're dealing with a not-for-profit organization, the difference, we're going to talk about that, the difference between a for-profit and a not-for-profit is your reason, your mission, okay? Because the not-for-profit corporation works for the public good. The public good, that is, you understand, you hear me putting emphasis on terms, okay? Public good. It receives exemption from state and federal taxes. When you're dealing with the best interest of the public, they got tax exemptions and they got tax, rules and regulations. This means these organizations or groups are public subsidized. They're receiving money from what? The general public. This leads to the not-for-profit to be placed in a unique position from a for-profit company. You are in a very unique position. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You're going to see the reason why it is scrutinized and the reason why people abuse this and wind up in jail. We're going to get into that, okay? They must dedicate themselves to the public interest and govern themselves according to certain rules designed to ensure accountability. What is that word? Accountability. You think that the government and those private foundations is going to give you money because they like you? They want to know every dime, every penny. When we was talking about for-profit corporation, I said if you were to take $1 from the corporation which you started, you spent your money, you filed, if you were to take $1 from that corporation, you could go to jail. And you the one who started the corporation. You know why? Because the corporation is a person. It's different from you. You are just an officer. So even with a for-profit or a not-for-profit, it is a person. You cannot just go and take something from a person without asking, right? Well, that's the same thing here. You take $1, you buy one stick of gum. How are you going to prove to the IRS that it was for the best interest and you sitting there chewing it by yourself? But let's assume that you went about a pack of gum. You got a board of directors, right? You got a meeting, you give everybody a stick of gum. You write it off. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? Now, where am I at? I'm be talking, I'm lost. Where am I at? Okay. Due to the nonprofit's nature, which set them apart from traditional private businesses, thus they are sometimes called a non-governmental organization. It sets them apart. You're not the government. This is the reason, as a not-for-profit organization, you must register and do certain things. You know, because some people get out there and they assume because you are asking for money or you are doing certain things for the homeless, the people that is all kinds of problems. They think you're a government agency, and you're not. Okay. Also, because of receiving tax breaks, the law requires not-for-profit organizations to establish certain business structure. They want to know who you are. They want to know who you are. Characteristics of a not-for-profit. It must be governed by an election board of what? Directors. You can also have a steering committee. See, a lot of people start with not-for-profit and they have no idea of all the elements that they can utilize to make their business grow, to make their business legit. And this is why we want to be able to show you. If you got a not-for-profit organization and you got a board of directors, you can have a steering committee members that can provide information to the board of directors and you as the president or the CEO. I tell people, you're the president of your not-for-profit, have a steering committee, advisory committee. People that sit down and you can tell them we need to do this and they're advising you. Make your life easy. Board of trustees, the board of governors who owe the organization a fiduciary duty of loyalty and trust. If you're going to get people in your non-for-profit organization, don't get people you have to beg to come to the meeting. You don't need them. If their belief is not the same as yours or their passion, okay? I can't see that. Okay. If their belief is not the same and they do not have the same passion as you, then you don't need them on your board. You got to carry them and beg them to come to a meeting. Formed by following the bylaws. The bylaws of your business are very, very important. We're going to talk about the bylaws. And your article of incorporation in the state in which you operate. The article of incorporation is given to you by the Secretary of State. You're going to need that paper. Especially when you go and apply for a bank account. It shows the legitimacy of your company. Can have members, but many do not. Non-for-profit may also be a trust or association of members. You can have members if you so choose, but you don't have to. There's two types of non-for-profit organization, a membership and board only. A membership organization elects the board and has regular meetings and power to amend the bylaws. When you get people the part of your non-for-profit, you got to understand the bylaws are your rules and regulations, and you must go through them with your board so they can understand. If they don't have time to read the bylaws, they're going to cause you a problem. Okay? A board-only organization typically has a self-selected board and a membership whose powers are limited to those delegated to it by the board. Okay? So, the importance of the mission. The legal distinction between a for-profit corporation and a nonprofit is based on its reason for existence. That's so important. Even when you got your board of directors meeting, you need to sit down with your board and you need to tell them the reason that they are doing this. Some of them don't know. They just want to be a part of something. Okay? For-profit existence is to attain a profit. The non-for-profit exists for its mission toward the general public. Now, we got a lot to talk about. but we're streaming this, and we're on time. Okay? We're going to come right back. Go get you some water, get a cup of coffee, and we'll be right back.